usually here, I think I would just continue with Facebook. And what's happened here is this, they've already put me straight to adding an item. Okay. I'm gonna choose to upload from album. Alright. Apparently I have a Feng Shui book that I would like to sell. I'll enter a name for it. No, I won't. I'll press done. Okay, done. And this belongs in books. Okay, and home, apparently. Can I add another? Nope. So, this is a game. Start playing. Oh, I see. Okay. Yes, like you were saying, it's kind of like Tinder. Okay, I'm gonna reject this. Ooh, I like that. Alright, let me send a message to this person. Okay. This is my profile. I want to see what this is. Okay, so this is my history with this lucky cat. Oh.
So what do you think this screen is?
Sorry?
What screen do you think this is right here?
Is this my history? Like, this could either be my history or my next option in the queue of things to do, or things to swipe left or right on. Good. No? Okay.
So what? So
yeah,
who do you think this person is? I'm sorry, I'm just curious.
Is this not my own profile, or am I talking to Eleanor? Oh, I'm talking to Eleanor. So this is the things that Eleanor has.
Mm-hmm. So is that confusing for you?
Is that sorry?
Is that confusing? It seems like
a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it should have been at the top. I don't know, it's like a pattern that I'm used to now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now, okay, that makes more sense. So this is the options that I can choose to swipe, well, for Eleanor's items. I'm gonna choose yes or not, okay. And this is my chat history with her, so I can favorite her or like start her for future swaps. Oh, rate her. Okay. We haven't swapped. Right. Options do I have? Unmatch. So, this is my chat history. I click on other people. No. Okay. Also, you can have groups as well.
What do you think about that?
So these are groups that you've created through my chats, or like, yeah, if you have Facebook friends, that'd be interesting. That'd be good. So you can.
If you had say that one more time.
I was just wondering whether or not these are groups that you that are automatically created. I didn't see Facebook friends, but yeah, Facebook friends would be good, especially if they're like in your vicinity. So these are like pre-created from Facebook, like people who are at your workplace or who live near you that you can swap with. That'd be convenient.
Why would that be convenient?
Just because they're nearby, and you can, you can use the app to swap with people in your vicinity. You don't have to like go out and, I mean, I guess that's the whole point of this. You go out and meet people through swapping, but if you can swap with people who are also, like, you don't have to travel an hour to go meet them, that'd be great.
Cool.
Okay. Let's go. Okay, so this is my profile now.
Are there any groups that you would create?
Out of neighborhood work.
Or in general, like, are there any groups that you would create on an app like this? Doesn't have to be.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe if I have any like other hobbies, like people who who go to the same gym as me, or people who go to the same, I don't know, coffee shops as I do.
And what would you do with those folks? You just swap random stuff.
I think for like specific interests, like say going to the gym, maybe if you have like, hey, I have a spare yoga mat, who wants this specific interest?
Great.
Like, for example, if you go to a climbing gym, say, hey, I have some liquid chalk, who wants to swap some, I don't know, old shoes with me. That's kind of gross, but that's, you know, that's the general idea.
Yeah, cool.
Okay.
Awesome.
Here.
So what do you think about this screen right here?
Sorry, what did you say?
What do you think about this screen right here that you're on?
Yeah, I mean, it looks very similar to Tinder, and I like that you can change the distance, but also, I don't know how, I was about to say, on Tinder you have like ages, but that's not really something that's relevant here. Yeah. What else would I need to filter for this? Maybe, does this show all items near you? Or, okay, here we go. As long as you can filter by like category.
What do you think about this screen right here?
Just not okay. Gosh. Her and him. I mean, yeah, I guess.
What was, you seem hesitant.
As long as these are like clothes, I just
so that category,
gendered
that category
items
seems quite right to you.
Yeah, I think this would have to go under like overarching category of like clothing.
Okay, so you would expect to see clothing, and then for it to be broken down into a subcategory.
Yeah. And I'm assuming these would all have subcategories in them, because these are all very broad. So, yeah, it's only fair.
Great.
What else? Swap groups. So this is the same as what I saw earlier. Right? Groups here. It's the same thing. Oh, gosh. Yeah. So this is what, if I click this, this would, I'll be browsing items that these groups have posted recently. But if I go to here, I would want this to show the people rather than the items, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. Or the chats. Sorry. The chats rather than the people. Maybe.
So so tell me more about that. You want to see the chats more than the people.
See, I don't know. Are these just active chats, or all the people who have chatted with you, or you've rated on Swapsy? Because
so what do you think it is?
I think that currently this is just like the active chats. Well, the chats that you've had in, I don't know, in the very close. What's the word? Oh God, my brain is fried. Sorry.
So it's just chats that you've had recently.
Yes, there we go. That's what I want to say.
That's totally fine. No worries. But you were telling me something about this screen right here that you're on, the group screen. You were saying you would want to see people versus
because it doesn't necessarily mean that you've chatted with everyone or people in your neighborhood or friends.
So what
you'd want
Yeah, so what exactly would you expect to see on this screen? So I know you said want to see people. So do you have kind of an idea of what you were expecting to see for like the icon?
Yeah, so a list of, like, if I were to click on one of these, it'd be a list of people that may be sorted by people I've recently chatted to, and then at the end, people who I haven't started a conversation with yet on Swapsy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Great, that's fantastic. Thank you.
This would be different. This would just be items as opposed to chats.
Yeah. Great. Is there anything else that you felt was that you liked or disliked or thought could be improved?
I don't know what this flower thing does.
Okay.
Because right now the interaction is the same as the tick.
Yeah.
So yeah, right now I don't really know what that's supposed to do. This is to does this run out of, like, is it something that you can get back the items that you like crossed or ticked?
Oh, the backwards icon?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Is there like a limit to that? Do they disappear forever when you cross it?
I don't think we've figured that out yet, but what would you expect or want?
I think that for items, if I press the cross, then it should disappear, but maybe this has like a limited a limited amount of undo that you can do in a row.
Yeah.
Not necessarily like you can only do 5 undos a day, because what if there's an item that you really want? It's not like it's not as, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I think maybe like you can only do 3 undos in a row and then you're done, because the whole idea of this is to, be decisive about where you're getting and what you're swapping.
Definitely. Cool. Is there anything else that stood out to you? Likes, dislikes, or things you wanted to improve? Things you think could be different?
Let me see.
It could be anything.
Oh God. Back to account and start playing. This looks completely different to the rest of the app.
In what way?
Back to account versus start playing. Like, I don't see how going in to edit the items lends itself to start playing.
Yeah.
What about my profile? Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Do you have to have a photo on there? I guess you do if you're swapping in real life.
What do you think?
I think that I'd be hesitant to put my my face on there, but I guess it's just like any social media. As long as it's not like a requirement that you have to do that. But
would you? What if you met somebody on Swapsy, for hypothetically speaking, and they didn't have a profile image? How would you feel about swapping with them?
Yeah, like I said, it's like with any social media on Depop, if they don't have like an updated profile or just on any social media, on, I don't know, Twitter, Instagram, anything like that, if they don't have like a face, then I think they're a bot.
Yeah. But but at the same time, you wouldn't want to show your face. Is that right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's I think
what if
with
there's
things like
sorry, go ahead.
Sorry. Yeah, I think with any sort of app or anything that has the potential of you meeting with someone in real life makes me a little bit more hesitant of putting my face on there and putting my distance and everything. But like I've used Tinder and these sorts of websites, like apps. So it's not that much of a stretch for me. But I know a lot of people who wouldn't do that and who don't use these things just because of that.
So do you think there's a different way for us to maybe design that?
Not sure.
Yeah.
I think like on Depop, I don't think that you have. Oh, I can't even remember what the interface is like. But as long as you like can show the other person on the other side that they've done swaps before, and as I remember, you can rate the other person. Oh, where's it? Yeah, this will help, and you could maybe show them a record of how many swaps they've done as well. That'd be good.
Show a record. So when you say a record, what are you kind of envisioning?
Like 5 swaps, 10 swaps, 15. A record of how many swaps that have gone successfully.
Gotcha.
So maybe after they've had a swap encounter, the app can like ask you how it went, and then automatically updates your profile to reflect that.
Oh, okay, so it automatically reflects your profile. Oh, it reflects that.
Yeah.
Okay. Great, fantastic. Now, so now that you've seen the app, do you think you might use this?
Yeah, maybe. I do have a lot of things that I need to get rid of, and I've wanted to donate or sell, but haven't really gotten around to it. And I like the idea of these sort of swap meets. I've done one of them before, but it's just kind of hard to coordinate. So this is like a nice middle ground. Yeah.
Tell me more about swap.
It's interesting. So yeah, they have a couple at my university this year, and some back home. And usually you're expected to like register before and say that you're bringing like 10 items, so then you get the appropriate amount of tokens, and then you can get 10 items back. And but I think the barrier to entry there is just like knowing how many items you're going to have on the day. It takes a lot of like organization as well, and like lugging the items to where you have to go to swap with people is annoying. So this is nice, like you can post what exactly you have whenever you want and swap with someone that you think has something that you actually like, rather than showing up and there's actually nothing that's actually good.
Yeah. Awesome. Perfect. Okay. Okay. So is there anything, and feel free to be honest, is there anything that you, dislike about this app?
I think it looks really, really similar to Tinder as it stands right now, and I know that's the whole idea of it. But yeah, it feels too similar.
Okay. Why do you dislike that?
Because I think that then it has the potential of people using this as Tinder.
Okay.
Especially since you're sending people messages and you're meeting up with them. That's not what I'm on there for.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think also if there's a way to declare what your interests are, and it automatically like what you're looking for, rather than going through these categories, because like I've said before, on eBay and Depop there's a lot of things to wade through. This might take a really long time, especially if you're on your phone. And yeah, swapping items, usually they're not top-notch quality, so it will take a really, really long time to get to what you actually need.
Yeah. Perfect. Cool. Is there anything? Did you have any other thoughts on that?
Let me click through a little bit more. Yeah, I'm just curious what the star is now.
So that star is supposed to function as kind of like a super like, but
oh, there we go.
Yeah, the person who was working through these through the low fidelity kind of design here, they thought that they could use the kind of Swapsy asterisks as kind of a clever way of saying super like. But it seems like that's kind of confusing.
Yeah. And again, like this section here, it looks like really similar to Tinder and to dating apps in general. And
yeah. So how would you, if you could redesign this page, the screen, how would you redesign it, do you think? If you don't know the answer, it's totally okay.
Yeah, I don't know the answer.
It's totally fine. But for you, it seems like you're not a fan of kind of the Swapsy similarities, or sorry, the Tinder similarities.
I understand the functionality of it, and I like the whole interaction of swiping left and right to like, dislike. I like that, but yeah, I think drawing the parallel, especially when you're meeting up with these people in person, I can see how it can go wrong.
In what way?
Just people using this to, ulterior motives.
Fair enough. Cool. And if there was one thing that you think could be changed about anything that you've just seen, what would it be?
Okay. Go through it a bit.
Take your time.
I would like to see how, well, this just only occurred to me. I would like to see how this ties into the categories that I've seen, because I don't actually know. This is under cats. I'm assuming this is the cat category.
So when you're on the swapping screen, so what category it falls in?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Well, I don't know if that's the one thing that would change, but this is just the one thing that occurred to me looking at it right now. I know that you'd probably be flicking through here, I want to see video games, and then you would come up to the screen. But
okay.
I think a lot of things fall under a lot of different categories. It'd be good to see, I actually like this, and I never really knew that, I don't know, there are books on this. Let me go see if there's something similar, and then you can click on that category and go see other things like industry for cats.
Oh, so you want to be seeing similar items?
Yeah.
Okay. And why is that?
Well, like I've said before, when I'm looking for secondhand things, usually it's through getting, I've seen something that I want, and so I go online or I go maybe on Swapsy to see if there's something similar. It's never, I know going into it, it's never going to be the exact same thing. Seeing similar items or things that are related to it, it's fun, and maybe I'll find something even better than what I was originally looking for, which has happened.
I'm going to ask a silly question. Why is it fun?
It's just, it's a nice way to pass the time, and also imagine that, I can buy all of these different things. Wow, I have all the money in the world.
Cool. Great. Fantastic. Is there anything else that you want to tell me about this app? Any other thoughts that you have?
Other thoughts? Let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay. I've got someone who wants to come ask two quick questions. This is Warren. He's actually the one who came up with the idea. So
all right. Hello.
I'm just going to pass him off to him.
Hi there. I'm a stalker as well. I followed her to California, so I know you've been on this a while. So just want 2 quick questions, and please be honest. We're totally open if you don't like stuff. I'm interested about the groups.
Yeah.
And imagine, you talked about clothing earlier.
Yeah.
And just your thoughts on that in a bit more detail, what you think of those groups, and also how they'd work. Like, if you set them up with, 10 friends, you could swap clothes. Do you imagine that be then just closed to 10 people, or could you invite more, or could others from the outside view it? I'd just like to know a bit more detail around those groups and what you have in mind in the ideal world.
Okay, let me go back to that screen so I can think about it a bit more. So, I created a group with my friends.
Yeah.
Specifically through the app.
Yeah.
Not something that's been created through Facebook friends or something. Well, in my mind, then I would be using it with a group of people who are like-minded. They want to get rid of some I wouldn't say similar things, but maybe they also want to get rid of some clothes, or we do a circle of, I don't know, sisterhood of the traveling pants, that sort of thing.
So it's a closed group which you control, it sounds like, rather than strangers. So
I would imagine in my head,
cool.
I would use it mostly for people that I know well.
Yeah. Okay, cool. That's good. So me and our business partner, we've got disagreement, right? And I like just telling you how it is and seeing what you think.
Okay.
We don't lose sleep on it overnight, but it just makes me cry sometimes. God, it's a misty day in San Francisco. Right, so the star ratings. There's different ways that could be triggered. I'm going to give you 2 scenarios. One is when you've swapped with an item, swapped with someone, you've met up and swapped. In the chat, you can just kind of press a button. It says, "Have you swapped items?" Confirms it's swapped, and it says yes. And then you give them a star rating and so forth. So. And they're doing the same on the other end. They you've met up, and then you kind of trigger that, and then you're both basically giving each other a star rating. So that's something a bit more kind of built into the app, which you're kind of triggering after that. Or there's something which is another view, and it's a bit looser, but it's just a button you can press at any time to rate the other person. So you actually might have not met up and swapped. You might have just kind of reviewed them as a person, say, time waster, or actually, really great person, interesting items, can't wait to match with them in the future. It's just different ways, and that one's a bit more, I guess, less hand-holdy. It doesn't close the loop, but it just allows you to feedback any time. Sorry if I explain those badly, but I'm just there's different ways we can do it. I just wonder if you had any thoughts, or you can actually ignore what I've just said and tell me the ideal way you think the way those star ratings would work.
I don't know. Okay, as I was saying before, there's an app that I use in Singapore that does kind of a similar thing. You can sell your secondhand things, or not even secondhand. You can sell anything on there, and there's a direct chat that you can have with them. And I think you can rate the other person at any time, but that, I think, is something that people find really, really annoying. And also on a personal, especially if you're someone who's trying to sell something. And just because they're making unreasonable demands, you come to the other side of the country Singapore's a very small place, so it's only half an hour away, but still, it's annoying. I can see the danger of being able to rate someone at any time as opposed to after an event has happened. But again, I can see how you'd want to be able to rate someone low if they didn't actually go through with the swap, or if something happened.
Yeah.
So maybe
if I had to push you, what would you say?
I would rather rate someone after an event has happened.
And how?
But I would want the option to demarcate someone as a time waster, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's not easy, is it? And how do you imagine we trigger that star rating? When would that happen in the experience?
That's hard as well, because how would you know that the swap has gone through?
Yeah.
Maybe there's you can make an event through Swapsy, and it both plugs into your calendars, and then after that time has passed, it'll trigger an event, so it'll say, "Have you swapped yet?"
Yeah, that's interesting.
That's really interesting.
Cool. No, I like it. You might be just like an event thing, like time.
Yeah.
Place,
Yeah.
make it clear.